I grew up in Mildura, and reflecting back on my childhood, pretty much all of my childhood was plagued with family violence. I was fearful for my life. At 16, police were called, and I remember frantically calling lawyers right across the state. I was trying to find a lawyer that would support me as a victim in my own right. When victim survivors, particularly young people, are picking up the phone to make a call, it takes so much courage. And to be met with, no, we can't help you, not once, not twice, but countless of times, is heartbreaking. And it makes you feel alone. It makes you feel like you're not worthy of support. You're not at risk enough, whatever that means. And I think it's a lot to ask of an 18-year-old young person, to have to be dealing with police, to have to understand civil law, civil litigation, the ins and outs of how to report a breach, and the fact that your order could expire when you turned 18. So if I didn't have access to youth law at 18, I don't know where I'd be right now. I certainly wouldn't be studying. I wouldn't be advocating in the space that I'm advocating now, because accessing legal support also offered to me was an understanding that that the things that were happening to me weren't my fault, and it shouldn't have taken me 18 years to get the help that I needed. It shouldn't have taken me 18 years for a lawyer to sit down with me and hear me and believe me and say, actually, I'm going to walk with you and support you to safety. It should not have taken 18 years for that to happen.
So I've been a very independent person. I've been having a just normal, happy life. And then all of a sudden this car accident happened. So I was in an Uber coming home from the city, and then we were at the red light, and then someone hit from the back on 70 to 80 kilometer speed. And then at that point I had some money to manage everything related to my loans, bills, and then looking after my family. And I was hoping that in 3 months, 4 months time, I will be able to go back to work. But then things changed. It was getting worse and worse, where I couldn't do anything at all. I couldn't even change my clothes by myself. So I was actually hopeless and helpless, listening about selling my property and everything from the bank. So at that point, Miss Amanda and a social worker called Mr. Michael, they rang me from Mortgage Trust Victoria, and then they collected all the information from me. And then Amanda said she's there to support me. I cannot explain how much stress I was having before she contacted me. So I had this surgery related to my nerve to avoid the complications and paralysis. During that period, Amanda took all the stress from me, the financial stress. Amanda supported me for almost 2.5 years. During this time period, all the financial stress Amanda took off from me. She actually supported me to have that independence. She rebuilt that dignity and independence in my life. She put that smile on me, and she helped me to have that confidence, that positivity in my life.
I had come to Melbourne to study, work, and experience a new culture. Something very serious happened to me at work, and the person who involved had power over my work and housing. I felt trapped. I was afraid that if I spoke up, I could lose my job, my accommodation, or even my ability to stay in Australia. And there was a time I was thinking to myself, I'm just an international student. Who would care about what happened to me, what I experienced, or does my life even matter here? I felt lonely and powerless. When Southeast Monash Legal Service, as part of the Working Women Center, Victoria get involved, it was the first time I felt that someone really listened. to me. And meeting my lawyer, Arif, was the turning point. He explained to me clearly, made me feel safe to ask questions, even when struggled emotionally or couldn't understand because of the language barrier. They stood beside me when I needed the most. The support has changed my life completely.